The moment I never thought would arrive has, well, arrived. After years of sorrow, broken hearts, and wondering if we even had phones, just to find out we didn't even need phones, Diablo Immortal has been unleashed onto the masses. It's actually real. This isn't some nightmare, some fever dream. We can actually play it. With more hype than a Marvel movie, does Diablo Immortal actually fulfill its promise to be the ultimate Diablo for mobile devices? Absolutely yes. Though it does have a few stumbles along the journey. However, without a single doubt, Diablo Immortal is a contender for the best mobile game of 2022. So as to not delay any further, because let's face it, Diablo Immortal has been in delay hell, let's finally give a tiny impressions of Diablo Immortal. But first, has the wait for Diablo turned you into a golem creature staring into the abyss? Well, press that subscription button to be transformed back into your normal self, although you may still look like Golem, so subscribe today and regret it tomorrow. First and foremost, a brief history. Diablo is an action RPG centered around hack and slash combat. Choose from a traditional class of characters, smash and bash enemies, level up, and collect loot. Oh, the glorious loot. The original Diablo was released way back in 1996. Who feels old yet? Fast forward, Diablo 2 and 3 all added to the Diablo formula, whether it be co-op multiplayer, story focus, loot overhauls, graphical enhancements, and the auction house. We never speak of the auction house. With every new Diablo comes some form of added mechanics, but one thing always stays true. It's the core hack and slash loot gameplay loop. It's a staple of Diablo, and it will be the element most new Diablo games stand on. So now back to the current timeline. Diablo Immortal stays true to its roots. Starting Diablo Immortal is like an adrenaline rush of nostalgia. Choosing a class is your first challenge. I went with the classic Barbarian. I also started a second character as a Demon Hunter, which ended up being most of my playtime. Now I expected Diablo to be competent in its gameplay. What I did not expect was the tremendous amount of polish presented here. Seems like the delays really paid off. We are greeted with very competent combat, fluid controls, a decent if not good storyline, strategic action, and get this, an elaborate amount of wonderful loot. I want to circle back to that fluid combat. Dishing out demonic abilities while lining up the next attack feels both rewarding and engaging. Taking on badass bosses while picking off low-level hordes was just plain fun. Leveling up my abilities, opening a chest full of gear and gold, scouring through random dungeons, inviting a random player to wreak havoc with me. It's all Diablo, and it's all in the palm of my hands. Sorry, I kinda just rambled off gameplay mechanics. In short, the combat is a fantastic melding of fluid controls and strategic abilities. Immortal plays like a MMO at times. Randomly team up with other players to take on challenging dungeons. Explore cities full of randos doing the same. Now while I do enjoy more solo endeavors, I couldn't help but love teaming up and taking on challenging rifts. Rifts are dungeons you can partake in outside the main story. They are full of top tier gear, gold, and maybe even a gem to socket into your gear. Oh yeah, there's gear. And your hero actually wears the gear you equip. Alright, I'm letting the commentary ramble again. Overall, Diablo Immortal is the best Diablo experience on mobile. Now let's elaborate on the glorious graphical presentation. Not only is Immortal dark and moody, but also vibrant and colorful, full of blasting polygons, grotesque character designs, and an array of gloomy atmosphere. The Diablo art style has come a long way from its humble beginnings, and Immortal, while not Diablo 3 in graphics, comes very close to the PS3 counterpart. I would even argue that Immortal has an overall better style in terms of what Diablo represents. There are also plenty of graphical settings to max out the look, even an HD texture pack for those who want more pristine visuals. Immortal nails the look, the feel, and the satisfaction of the Diablo experience. Okay, let's just get right to the enormous, and I mean gigantic elephant in the room. Monetization, that's Immortal. I want to preface this section. Those of us familiar with mobile game monetization won't be surprised at what's on display here. Those coming from a traditional Diablo experience are probably picking their jaws up off the floor. Diablo Immortal is a grind. No really. Prepare to play hundreds upon hundreds of hours to unlock stuff. First, the easy stuff. Cosmetics are here to make you look cool, and a battle pass is here to help you unlock cool stuff. If you purchase the upgraded battle pass, it only lasts for about over a month before you have to purchase it again. That one's kind of a bummer. Okay, now for the real kicker, upgrading gear. Low level gear can be turned into upgrade material. Use this material to upgrade gear further. Sounds pretty simple, right? Well, soon you will hit a huge paywall and no amount of upgrade material is enough. And do you want to craft legendary gear? Of course you do. Prepare to spend hours upon hours dungeon crawling for a chance to get legendary material. Then you can finally, maybe, just maybe, upgrade that glove. Some may find this grind a bit too much, and Diablo is betting on those players to spend real cash to upgrade faster. And from what I've heard, that cash can run up to 6 figures to max everything out. Yeesh. Again, most of us are familiar with these tactics and do a decent job of avoiding them. And the fact is, Immortal is chock full of content, so grinding might actually be fun for once. I mean, so far I'm having a blast going through challenging dungeons just for the chance to get some rare loot. Immortal has enough free content for those who want to experience it, yet it also has a ton of in-app purchases for those who won't admit that they purchased it. I'm not excusing Immortal for its whale-like monetization tactics, I'm just acknowledging them and moving on to play a fun game. Alright, this video is getting way too long, especially by tiny standards, so let's just get the hell out of here. Diablo Immortal is a must-play. Download it right now. The core gameplay loop is both addicting and fun. Hack/loot. It doesn't get any better than that. This isn't some random MMORPG with a repackaged Diablo skin. This is more than that. A Diablo game that feels totally built from the ground up. Sure, it's a grind fest in terms of monetization, yet with a wonderful art style and a devilish fun factor, Diablo Immortal will be installed on my device for years to come. And that's saying a lot, as I tend to uninstall games rather frequently. I just want to say, I'm glad I have a phone, because without it, I wouldn't get the chance to play Diablo Immortal. By the way folks, I had that statement prepared months in advance. It made so much more sense before they announced Immortal for PC. Whatever, I'm keeping it in. As always, thanks for watching Tiny Little Games. Please subscribe to support my channel, like for more impressions, and ring that notification bell for video updates. Fun question, which Diablo game is your favorite?